My name is Britt Salveson. I'm a curator here at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art and the co-curator of this exhibition, City of Cinema, Paris, 1850 to 1907. This exhibition suggests that Paris, the great modern city of the 19th century, was in some ways cinematic even in advance of the actual invention of the medium. That is to say, the city itself was a stage for people to perform, to see and be seen, for people to encounter all kinds of visual attractions in their daily lives. Among the many visual media that we include in this show are some examples of attempts that didn't really succeed. So these aren't so familiar to us today. Of course, today we're used to seeing posters. That's a medium that survived. But there's another example, such as photo sculpture, which is a bit akin to 3D printing as we know it today. It's always a challenge to bring cinema into a museum gallery. But what we attempted to do here was incorporate it along with other types of media. And it was important to us to use projection, even though our materials are digital, rather than monitors. So we get some of that sense of the beam of light. We also conclude the exhibition with a kind of miniature salle de cinéma, or space for cinema, because it was really at the end of this period that purpose-built theaters emerged, and that marks the conclusion of our exhibition when the movies kind of got their own house. There are some notable elements of this exhibition, things that have never been seen in the United States before. And we're really excited to bring, for example, the Teatro Optique, which is a large-scale replica of one of the first moving image machines, if you will, that showed hand-drawn animations in the 1890s, the first moving images to be shown to audiences anywhere. And LACMA will be demonstrating this device on the weekends with a live in-person operator. So you really get a sense of the intricacy and the magic.
I'm Michael Govan, Wallace Annenberg Director and CEO of the Los Angeles County Museum of Art. We're standing here in an exhibition of the work of Barbara Kruger. Barbara Kruger is an artist who began her career in New York but has worked in Los Angeles County for over 20 years, also taught at UCLA, and she's one of the most recognized artists in the world. Barbara Kruger, I think, is at the forefront of thinking about how to use language in the context of visual arts. So she visualizes her language. She began as a graphic designer for Mademoiselle magazine, and so she has this wonderful skill of thinking about word and image, and she has brought that into her work, which uses language all the time. It's one of the reasons it's hard to say too much about her work, because she's speaking herself. She's very shy, actually, and wants to let her work literally speak for itself.
Barbara Kruger is an expert at putting works into spaces where you might not otherwise see an artwork. So it sort of changes our expectations about where art can exist and who experiences them. So on the occasion of this exhibition, not only do we have a huge group of works inside the museum, but we also have works outside the museum. She also has wrapped a vehicle which will be traveling throughout Los Angeles. The title really speaks to the show itself, because in this show she is working off the idea of replaying. And that title starts out of thinking of you, and that's actually the title of her last major exhibition. She took that title and then she crossed out the you, and she said thinking of me, and she crossed that out, and then she said thinking of you again. That really speaks to what this show is about. Taking her own work, using it as source material to make new work.
Barbara Kruger lives and breathes our culture, our popular culture, our media culture. It's pop culture, but it's all kinds of culture that infuse our existence, and language that gets repeated. You know, like a lot of artists who are seers, they absorb the world and then channel it in new ways for us. That's what she does. She's alert to radio and television and internet and social media and billboards, and she combines that, refines it, rethinks it. And one of the interesting things is she's very aware of current events, but her work is not about current events. So the themes that she might be involved in, power, sexuality, media, these are timeless themes. She might be inspired by something happening in the world that's a news item, but it will end up in the work as a human theme, human of our society that is timeless. I have always wanted to have a large exhibition of her work. Myself as a student, she was my hero, the artist I would rush to see, and so it's an honor for me personally to be involved in co-curating her retrospective here in Los Angeles.